Thanks for tapping in wherever you are.
GMS. I want to send a big shout out to everyone who has subscribed so far.
I know at some point in time, man, we all feel like we're stuck at some point in our life. You know, you might feel like you're stuck right now. When things happen, man, sometimes it feel a little impossible to keep moving and forward towards your dream and your goals. So what's like some things that, you know, you guys can say to the audience to help them continue to strive and persevere, especially in the time that we're in now where it just seems like it's always something going on in the world and in society.
I've been dealing with my own, mental stuff, man, and just, with depression and, stuff like that. And, I just had to like kind of like sit back and like think to myself, like, yo, man, like, what are you really depressed about? Like what's going on? Like, you depressed because you feel like you're lonely, you don't have anybody special in your life. Like, man, that stuff will come due time, like when it's supposed to. Like, you got other people out here like wishing that they could like, get up and bathe themselves like on their own. You got people out here that wish they could walk and they can't. Like, I can do all that stuff. Like, what am I depressed about? You know what I'm saying? Like, so, we all go through our mental. I'm not saying like you can't be depressed because, people got it worse than you, but just know that, you can always push through. You can always keep moving forward and advance to your goals, man, because like life is short and you can't let that depression just keep you in that same spot, in that same mode. So keep pushing, man. Keep striving for greatness.
Yeah. Yeah, that was well said. I know, man, it's tough because it's like I feel like everybody, we all go through our bouts of, sadness, some cases it could be depression. We just get into them dark spaces at times and it's tough to get out of. But I know, like, for me, and G touched on it, is focusing on what I do have. You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps me grounded, and that's what kind of gets me back to having that sense of gratitude. Focusing on my kids, like G was saying, I can get up and walk, man. I'm able-bodied. You know what I'm saying? I ruptured my Achilles a few months ago, not being able to, get up and walk around. That was an eye opener. But even then, I still had food to eat. I still had a roof over my head. There were still things to be grateful for. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's focusing on, for me, like I said, focusing on what I do have. Because it's tough. It's tough out here. It's tough out here. We all need more, whether it's money, love, conversations, affection.
Mm-hmm.
We all need more of it. Like, we all need more. So yeah, it's tough out here sometimes. It really can be. So, focusing on what you do have, focusing on yourself, looking in the mirror and becoming somebody that you would want to be with, somebody that you want to date, somebody that you're proud of. You know what I mean? That's important. Yeah, I don't want to keep going on and on.
Bro, keep going.
I'll just say it's important, man. It's important to really have self-reflections, have self-checks. When you are feeling down, realize that you're down. Don't try to fake the funk. We all go through that. Those phases where we can't be weak right now. Now we can't. It's okay to be whatever you feeling at that moment. It's okay. That's what life is about. It's about the ups and downs and just embracing those journeys, and just making the best out of them. Because at the end of the day, as long as we got air in our lungs, we're walking around, man, we got unlimited opportunity. So.
Yeah. And one thing I want to say too, man, just always love yourself too. That's one thing I gotta continue to work on, is loving myself to the fullest, man. Realizing that, like, yo, just because I don't have nobody to go out on a date with, man, I can take myself out and date myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can treat myself. I can encourage myself. I can love myself. So that's very important as well.
Appreciation, man. Like, yeah, I may not be where I want to be, but I'm damn sure not where I started, and I mean, we all have similar backgrounds when it comes to trial and error and things that we had to deal with growing up. Whether you was from the hood or the ghetto, we all had hard times in the past and continue to have, those hard times in the present and in the future, because life isn't always going to be all good, right? It's not happy go lucky all the time. And it's those times when we feel like we're at our lowest, we are at our rock bottom, where it really takes a lot of perseverance. And like you said, Mel, looking in the mirror may be one of the most challenging things to do, man, because like people put on fronts for social media. People look in that mirror, you can't lie to yourself. I mean, at some point in time, like you may be able to lie to yourself for a little bit, but
Yeah.
you're gonna realize that it's not hitting on nothing, and you got to be honest with yourself.
And not even looking, you gotta look into your eyes. You gotta look at
Like,
yourself in your eyes.
Yeah.
it's challenging, man. Like I know I deal with a lot of different personalities, and I'm dealing with a lot of different clients, and I do my best to make sure, like, I try not to be judgmental, at, but like it's a lot of times when like I always see the only thing that's standing in their way is literally them. And up until you get yourself out of your way, you will never get to the goal, whatever destination,
Yeah.
or whatever your end game is, because you're always going to be in front of yourself. It's not
Yeah.
about competition with other people. You honestly are your only competition. And once you realize that shit, it's like seeing in the Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah.
I usually train my first client 5 or 5:30 in the morning, but I'm up doing my fast cardio because before I can show up for them, I got to be able to show up for myself. You know what I mean? And it's like training and working out is great, but I'm not necessarily just training for my body. I'm training for my mental. You know what I'm saying? I'm training for those days where me and the missus is going to have disagreements. I'm training for those days where I'm going to get the phone call where a loved one may not be here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm training for that mental fortitude, because in this world, that's like one of the only things that you have for protection.
Yeah.
And with as much stuff as we see on a daily basis from the news, social media, it's it's challenging enough. And this shit can literally drain you. Like, how many times do we see killings and incarceration and just all of these diseases, viruses, and it just takes a toll on us, and if you get caught up in the news, like you will literally be sick. And one of the things that I had messaged clients with this past week was watching out what you digest. Like, you digesting food is great, but you also digest from your mental standpoint as well. So those people that you may be hanging out with that is always talking about some negative ish, you digesting their negative energy. The news that always want to post this negative nonsense 90% of the time and give you 10% of good positive news, you're digesting that BS. Social media, people that's on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook that's saying, hey, my body is perfect and this is how I wake up, and you're trying your best to look like them or duplicate that, it's toxic. But it's okay to have those weak moments. Like, it's okay to yell, it's okay to cry, it's okay to scream. I do that shit at least once or twice a week, because sometimes it feel like it's so overbearing. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to let that energy out. Whether you gotta, Mel said, having a conversation. A conversation can literally save you from making a decision that you may regret later on in life. Just getting it out. Just getting it out. And especially as men, man, we don't talk enough. One of the main reasons why we wanted to do this podcast was so that we can talk about topics that people are having but are afraid to put it to light. And it's it's really important. And you are not by yourself. So if you are depressed, if you are feeling like you're not where you want to be, but where you should be, if you are feeling like, you know what, I got a family that I got to provide for, I got kids I need to feed, you're not alone. Just remembering your why will take you so many different levels, so many different places, you know. And it's about doing those things habitually every freaking day. You know what I'm saying? When we go work out and we look in the mirror, nah, you don't have a six pack yet. That shit gonna take time. But every little small step that you take will eventually become a big ass result, because no big result ever came from just a fly by night type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So again, man, just please, you know, don't give up. Even if you feel like, damn, you know, this is the worst it's ever been. Sometimes when you hit that rock bottom, it's an opportunity. And one of the best things that I truly feel like anybody, even God, can do for you is give you opportunity. Like, that's all I need is the opportunity. I got an opportunity for me to showcase what I can do. That's all I need. That's all I need to get a pinky toe in the door. Even if I don't, if I don't get this, this motivational job, but I got the opportunity to, I'm gonna make you regret not signing me. But as long as I gave 100% effort to my opportunity, I can never be mad at myself.
That's fact.
The person that you want to be, you know, law of attraction. You know, if you want your significant other to be caring, make sure that you are caring to other people. You know, again, man, it's just so important, man. Damn, it was a really, really, really good topic, man. It's just so freaking important, man. Like, especially when it comes to our kids and just the younger generation G's that we had to say, nah, you don't need to do that. Get up out of here. Like, and these younger generation, man, they look to these rap artists and these celebrities as quote unquote role models, and it's not even that they role models.
Consensus that I get from people when I talk to them is that they all just stressed. You know, people at work, people at the gym, just people you come across in your daily life. Everyone is just stressed. Everybody's had it up to here with whatever they're doing. You know, so yeah, it's just good, like you said, to have these conversations. You got to get it out. Especially our generation, the younger generation. I think we're all just dealing with a lot of pressure, wanting to be at a certain level that we may not be at, and you know, not being there is going to cause some depression and, you know, some of those dark thoughts. But you just, like you said, you got to keep fighting, man. Every day, you just got to keep putting in that good fight. Take one step forward, and something good's gonna come out of it. That's for sure. I'm sure.
People, like, they feel like, well, you know, I'm going through something, or I got myself in this mess, I'm gonna get myself out. Like, they don't look for help. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they can do everything on their own. And as a result, they're so weighed down by all their trials and tribulations that they don't really know what to do. They're fronting like they're okay, but they're so miserable because they don't seek out the help, you know. And you can't be afraid to seek out the help too. Like, you need help, man. Get it.
1.5 years. And I remember it was things that, you know, I wanted to make sure that I had before I asked her to marry me, right? And as a man, you want to make sure that I can not only stand, I got to make sure I stand on my own 2 feet, but I got to make sure that I can stand firm in my own 2 feet because I'm starting my own family. And one of the things that I thought I could do by myself is my credit. And the reason why I felt like that was because I was like, man, my credit was shot to hell before she came in the picture. So that's my responsibility. I seen it as me taking ownership. I should have been looking at it as this is a partnership. And it took me a minute to realize that, bro. And my credit score was like it was like a 457. I had to take a screenshot of it. It was like a 457. And you know how it is, especially when you have people that's, you know, financial illiterate. We don't care about what name the bill is in. We don't care about actually paying the bill. We don't care about if they're gonna turn it off. We don't care if we owe anything on it, right?
Yeah.
And that's not a good mentality to have, but a lot of us grew up with that mentality because of, you know, the adult figures in our life. And when she had sat me down and said, look, babe, all you got to do is, okay, boom, you owe 5,000 on something. Only thing they wanted to see you do is to see you make an effort into paying something. I literally did like $10 a month for 6 months. And I literally got my credit score up. It was like 40, 50 points. And I was off for $10. It was literally the minimum.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, they don't teach you this in school. They definitely don't teach you about financial literacy in school. But it was one of those situations where I was open to learning. She was open to teaching and all I had to do was ask. But because I felt like I'm a man, I should do this, I should do that. It was more so my ego talking, right? And it was like my pride was hurting because I shouldn't have to ask my woman for help. I should come to her with the answers. And yeah, bro, it was a tough pill for me to swallow. But again, the mature thinking was, bro, this is a partnership. You know what I'm saying? If you talking about this is the woman that you love and you want to be with for the rest of your life, you can't look at it as a my. And I was still immature in that sense. I asked for help, man, because you never know. The worst thing somebody could say is no. That's the worst thing.
That's it.
So I know we've been on it for mad long, and I don't know how much time we got left. Maybe this could be a teaser. I don't know, but I'm gonna throw it out there. You talked about, right, your wife helping you out, and you see I shouldn't say you. There's a topic out there about going 50-50 in the household and all of that.
Yeah, I know you're talking about, Mel. Yeah.
So.
Yo,
should we tease it or should we get into it?
Oh man, you know what? Yeah. Let's tease it, man. Make sure they tune in for the next episode, and possibly we may be able to have some special guests on here. We don't know.
Talk about it. Yeah, we can do that. 50-50 in the household.
You can make it a little more interesting, because I think man. Men in our pride and our you know what, man, it's nothing wrong with being prideful. I just think we gotta just manage it better, like know when to be prideful and when not. I think as men we feel like if we always not prideful, then we not being real.